So I'm having one of those days. I'm having one of those days where there are things that I just need to say. And what I realize is that everybody doesn't want to hear that mess. You know, my overthinking verbalizations are too much. Hold on, just 1 minute. I had to go get something to drink because I'm about to talk uh probably to the capacity that this thing can stand. And why am I doing this? Because I talk. That's why. That's why. And instead of calling people and interrupting their day, because there are these things on my mind that I am trying my best to work out, I decided that it may be a good idea for me to just get it out of my head because you see, for me, that's what it is. I am emptying my mind of all of the stuff. And when I say the stuff, I mean there are things that I have never said out loud. Or if I have said them out loud, I've only said them out loud once. And my level of denial and sense of betrayal at those things, and there are only like maybe two or three of them, and I have very vivid and specific memories of them. Um, the reason why I have not said them out loud is because I understand that they will hurt people that I love, and I'll never do that. Not for revenge, not for justification, nor for verification. I won't. I never will. I will not write about some of those things. The three of them, I won't write about them. And maybe I have written about them in the past, but if I have, I don't remember it. But here is where I am right now. I am 62 years old, and I am so sick and tired of carrying the baggage of trauma. I am so over it. So I have to find a way to get this out of me once and for all so that I can go back to flying. When I say go back to flying, what I mean is I used to have dreams that I could fly. It was not something that was just a one and done. Over the years, I have dreamed such that these dreams were so vivid that at one point I believed that it could possibly be an alternate universe. This is how vivid these dreams were. But I have not since this last thing, I have not been flying. Now, this is something that I've said out loud for the first time today and will probably continue to say because it's something that I have to accept as fact. He told me he was a demon. He told me he was a demon. He told me he was a demon. I did not believe him. I refused to believe what my Shanana was telling me. My Shanana told me that about him in the 1900s. Okay. But listen to what I'm telling you. I chose to ignore it twice. I chose to ignore it twice. Therefore, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm trying to make it look. I have a picture of it in my mind and I want it to match that picture. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I have to acknowledge the fact that that situation revealed some things to me about myself that I hate. But I don't hate myself. You see, I hate those behaviors. Therefore, therefore, I know what those behaviors are there for. So I need to remove them because I'm not there anymore. Hmm. I probably couldn't say that again if my life depended on it. But I need to say some things. I need to say some things. I need to say how painful it is to me because I have the gift of discernment is not something that people, if everybody who say they got it, then I don't know why they ain't as crazy as me. Because when you can hear what's coming out of somebody else's mouth, but you see what's in their heart, whether you see it with your eyes or hear it with your ears or sense it, you know it's not genuine. But for all intents and purposes, it appears to be. And this is a person that you love and that loves you, that you are connected to, that you are in community with, and you can see right through them like cellophane, and you accept their apologies when you know they're not sorry, and you forgive them time and time again until you get to the point where just being in their presence is physically painful to you. I'm there right now with some people in my life. I am not exaggerating. It is physically painful for me to be in the presence of some people that I know. And because it is physically painful for me to be in their presence, I cannot be in their presence. And the thing about it is, I don't always know if they're going to be in the same place that I'm going to be. But I can tell you that since I have acknowledged and have decided to stop putting myself in harm's way spiritually and emotionally, energetically, since I've decided to stop putting myself in harm's way in those ways, my intuition, my shanana, my discernment, or whatever has prevented me without me even realizing that's what was happening, prevented me from having to deal with that because my coping mechanism is avoidance. And it is because if you can see through it and you already know what it is and what it's going to be for too long, for far too long, I stayed in situations whose toxicity seeped into my soul. Now, hear what I'm saying. Situations, not people. People, for the most part, are not toxic. People, for the most part, are not toxic. However, in certain situations, with certain triggers and certain defense mechanisms, people will tap into the toxicity that is in the environment around them. And when that happens with me, it's kind of scorched earth. I blow my life up, and I can't keep blowing my life up. I'm too old for that. This is where I am now. I'm too old to keep on doing this stuff. I'm too old to continue to live in denial. I'm too old to be running from who I am. And I'm too old to be worrying about things that happened before my 40s. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Whatever happened before I turned 40 years old, I don't care. I don't, what am I going to do about it now? So I hereby declare that I am releasing the toxicity, the residual toxicity of the environment that I once inhabited, and I banish it from my current reality forevermore. Poof. Now, in my mind, if I believe that, it's my reality. Because this is something that I heard years ago at Cafe on, I think it was Albemarle Road in Charlotte. This dude said, we are not human beings on a spiritual journey. We are spiritual beings on a human journey. And if you continue to neglect your spirit, you gonna make your journey hard. Ask me how I know. Hmm? All right. I've been on here for almost 12 minutes, and I think that's enough for right now. I don't know if I'm gonna share this with nobody. Might, might not. Who knows? Anyway, start your healing journey as soon as possible, okay? In order to start your healing journey, you must first acknowledge that there is something from which you need to heal. Once you do that, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And you can do that the same way that you can eat the entire world, and that is one bite at a time. Deuces.